Hey everyone, welcome back. So, continuing with this series, I wanted to cover Lugia next. To my surprise, Lugia don't have a lot of cards in history. Like, there is a good amount, but for a Pokemon that came out in 1999, to not have a ton of cards, that was actually surprising because I know Lugia is a favorite Pokemon for a lot of people, and it's one of my favorite legendaries to be honest. So it was weird to see this, but yeah, like I was really interested to see Lugia because when the time frame I played in from 2010 to right now is I know there are a lot of good Lugia cards that came out and used and saw a lot of play. So I wanted to know what was it for the old days of Lugia, okay? So let's go over the tiers here. So it's God tier, Great tier, because actually, most of Lugia cards actually will fall here. But yeah, because most of them are not that bad actually. Yeah. So, and the no tier and the garbage tier, okay? So, the most recent one, let's start by newest to the oldest, okay? So, the most recent one here is the Lugia from Vivid Voltage. It does 250 damage for 5 energies. It's not bad. It's not bad, but you will never use this because of the current standards. Because you can use this attack, okay? You can use it with Twin Energy, Welder, and stuff like that. But it's a hassle to use to do 250 damage for 5 energies, okay? It's a good card. It's a good card, but it sees no play. That's the problem. I wouldn't put it at garbage because it actually can be played, okay? I will not put it in garbage. I like this card actually, and I wanted to make it usable, but actually it doesn't see play, unfortunately. Okay, so the next one here is the one that has energy loop, which was from I think from Darkness Ablaze. This wasn't a good one. I think this was a theme deck one, from what I remember from last year. But actually, this is not a good one. Again, it's not bad for a theme deck battles for the standard format. It's not bad, but it's not absolute garbage that wasn't usable at all. Like, because Lugia is a colorless Pokemon, so you can use any form of acceleration in the format, which is Welder and Electric. So it wasn't bad. It's not bad because it can be used. That's the point here. Unlike other cards with weird energy requirements, okay? That's the point here. So the next one is from the team up set. So the one from team up, actually this is not good because the first attack is to search your deck for an energy and attach it to this Pokemon. This is not good. Even for theme decks battle, it's not good. So I think this is the first garbage card. Love the artwork, but no, it's not a good card. Okay. So the next one here is the Lugia GX from what's it? Lost Thunder? Yeah, from Sun and Moon Lost Thunder. So this card overall is not good. It didn't see a lot of play, but the GX attack actually had still have potential to be used with Mewtwo in at the time when it came out, just to put your opponent active Pokemon and all cards attached to it to the Lost Zone was not bad actually to get a problematic Pokemon and a lot of energies to go away. Actually, this saw a little bit of a play in the Mew and Mewtwo decks when Mew and Mewtwo came out before this card got retweeted out. So yeah, this actually was not a bad card. This was not a bad card at all actually. Uh, I don't know if I would put it at grade because it wasn't its own deck, okay, or any kind of a rogue deck at its time. But let's see here. The GX attack just make the card super good, super usable. By itself, I don't think you play this card. Like the two main attack, the first attack is Psychic 30 plus 30 for each energy attach your opponent active Pokemon. It's not bad again. That's not a bad attack. The second attack for 4 energies does 170 and you can't use it again. So you work it around with the switch any type of retreat cards. So I would say this card actually could be a great card, but at the low end of great because it's a niche use. Okay, you don't see a lot of decks. I saw people at the time when this card came out, people tried to make decks around it with like a rogue stuff, but it didn't work out that much by itself. Okay, by itself is not that good. Okay, with Welder, maybe it can be good. Like yeah. Okay, so next is Shining Lugia. To a lot of people's surprise, this actually was a collectible card that is promo, and it's actually a top tech card. So Shining Lugia actually was used in the 2018-2017 meta with a spread deck for Tapu Koko and Necrozma. So this actually saw a lot of play to to a lot of people's surprise. Actually, this is a good card at the meta, and it was like ranked at the 9th place at sometimes at regionals and internationals. So yeah, this saw a lot of play. The first attack here is to do 60 and 60 more if your opponent active Pokemon has an ability. So this was used to counter something like Zorwark at the time, because Zorwark was everywhere at the time. So this used to counter Zorwark, okay? And a lot of other decks, of course. The second attack also does 130 for 4 energies, which is not the most important one. The first attack was the more important one, okay? But the second attack wasn't bad because it can knock out something like Buzzwole because it's 130 HP. Back then, Buzzwole, the regular baby Buzzwole, was a good card. So this was a good card back then, and it saw a lot of play actually before its rotation. So yeah, I would say this is a good card. So the next one here is the promo, I guess, from around X and Y era. The time where we got the break. This is actually a bad card. You don't use this. The first attack does only 30 for 2 energies for double colorless, and the second attack requires 4 energy, and you still need to flip a coin. Why? I don't know. So this is actually a bad card. Love the artwork, bad card, okay. So the next is the break line. Actually, this saw a lot of play. Not as a fully competitive deck or anything, but it actually saw play. So I would say it as a rogue deck, fun. It's way more powerful than just a casual deck, to be honest. It's just way more powerful than a casual deck. So the line here, I would put Lugia at least. At least this Lugia was used, okay? Because the first ability is, as long as this Pokemon is active, any damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's attack is reduced by 20, so it protects itself, so it's effectively a 140 HP basic, with the first attack here being with 3 energies, does 60, and if your opponent active Pokemon is an EX, it does 60 more. This was relevant because it was able to take something out like Shaman, okay? The break, I wouldn't put it as high as it is, because these play 2 together. But this saw actually a lot of play in a lot of different decks because it's a colorless energy again. So yeah, it saw play. But the break, it was a like sort of a niche deck. People tried it because it requires 4 energy to do 140, but you discard 2 energy from those. So it wasn't like super easy. You need to play 2 double colorless to waste on this. There were better options at the time. So yeah, this is at the top of no tier, but yeah. This Lugia actually saw play to knock out something like Shaman EX at the time and the low HP Manaphy EX. So yeah, this actually saw play. And I like this card. I played with this card a lot when it came out in X and Y. So the next one here is the Lugia EX from Ancient Origin. X and Y era deck card. And actually this is also a top deck card, top meta card. Because this saw play in a bunch of deck with Jolteon EX and Magearna EX. So yeah, with Garbodor. So this was actually a pretty good control-y type of deck. It has the first attack of this attack does 20 times 20 for each energy attached to both active Pokemon, which is reminiscent of a card like what's it called? The Darkrai from the EX from the Black and White era. So yeah, that people wanted to use it, and it actually was a success. It wasn't bad at all, okay? So yeah, the second attack here does 80, and if there's a stadium, you do 70 more and discard that stadium. So it wasn't bad as well to discard the Team Plasma and Magma stadium at the time. I think Team Magma, I mean, secret base. So yeah, it used to counter some type of a stadium. So this was a good card overall. I actually like this card a lot. And it was used, as I said, in the top decks, and it's used in the regionals and stuff like that. So yeah. So the next one here, we go way back to the Plasma era, and that is Plasma Freeze or Plasma Storm. Yeah, Plasma Storm. This is from Plasma Storm, and this card actually saw a lot of play, and it was a top deck card. Love the artwork of this card. This card looked beautiful. I missed on it unfortunately, but this card is amazing. I would say this is the best Lugia overall. There's another one, okay? There's another one. We will talk about it later. But overall, I think, yeah, this is for now. This is the best one. So the idea here is that the first attack here says for each time your opponent got knocked out by an attack from this Pokemon, you take an extra prize. And we know how good of an extra prize game is because we now have something like ADB in the standard format, which is a horrendous deck right now, okay? I know. But yeah, so at the time this was also good, okay? So the point here is to play it with Deoxys EX and Thundurus as a second attacker. So this is, as a second attacker, it's a deck around Deoxys EX. So Deoxys EX here says that the Plasma Pokemon you control, excluding Deoxys EX, does 10 more damage. So it's like a plus power. So you put multiple Deoxys on the bench, go with Lugia. Of course, you need a Plasma Energy to use this because you can easily attach Plasma Energy by the Chorus machine. Okay, so you do this and you do 120 damage plus 40, that's 160. At a time you can add something like a muscle band or something, I don't remember the attachment at the time. Do more and you can one hit KO a basic EX Pokemons at a time, which is like the highest number at the time. I think it was 180. Okay, so you can knock out a Pokemon EXs, take 3 prizes at a time. So yeah, this card was actually one of the top cards with Deoxys EX and Thundurus as a second attacker as well. So yeah, this was a really good card. As I said, I love the artwork. The plasma cards with blue borders was amazing. I love this type of rarity for them. Like the blue borders were amazing cards, just beautiful. So we go back to the Call of Legend. For weird reason, Lugia was a water type. I guess I don't know what's the idea. They gone for the spirit of the sea type of, or the guardian of the sea type of deal. So they made it a water type. Lugia is not a water type. Lugia is a flying and psychic Pokemon. So it's so weird actually. Yeah, but yeah, the Call of Legend card actually not that good, to be honest. The first one here is the one with Aeroblast. You flip coins to use this attack. No, this even never saw play as a niche card. Unfortunately, this wasn't a good card at all. The other one, I love this card's artwork though, to be honest. I love this one. Also from Call of Legend. Okay, so the first attack is linear attack for 3 energy to 30 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. No, this saw also no play. Unfortunately, saw no play at all. And to do 80 for 5 energy. It's so apparent why is this card printed. It's for fans, just for fans, nothing more, to be honest. Just for fans to collect these cards. Okay, so next is the legend Lugia. The top and the bottom half, of course, we can't judge them by itself, or I can remove this top because it's the same card basically. So the Lugia legend here has an interesting ability, but again, the problem with Lugia, we will see like the old Neo Lugia, is that that old Neo Lugia requires 3 energy to use it, and this requires the same amount of 3 energy, that fire, water, and electric, to do 200 energy. But you discard fire and water and electric energy from this card. Okay, The ability here says once per turn you can put a Lugia legend into play. When you put a Lugia legend into play, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, attach all energy you find there to Lugia, discard other cards you find that way. Okay, but the problem is it saw play. I'm not gonna say it's a bad card. It's not a garbage at all. It saw play, and it actually saw a lot of play. I don't find a records for this card, but I hear people from what they talk about it. It saw play because I just came after this legend mechanic was introduced. Like right after that, I came out. So I came to the game. I came back to the game. So at this time, I didn't really know the cards, but from what I hear, from what people says, it saw play. But people said it didn't last that long. Okay, so if it saw play, I would put it into the great category because overall it's not bad. But the problem with legend, of course, you can't play one like that. You need to play the 2 parts. But it got outclassed so easily, of course, by the EXs. So yeah, this wasn't a bad card. I should say this wasn't a bad card at all. Like yeah, it saw a little bit of play, as I said. Not too long, but it saw a little bit of play. So the Lugia from the Diamond and Pearl. I don't know from what set actually. Let's see. From Secret Wonders. Okay. It has the first attack is to flip coin. No, for 20 and flip a coin to choose an energy attached to the defending Pokemon and return to the hand of the opponent. That wasn't good to flip a coin. The second attack does 120 for a Psychic and 2 colors. And if the defending Pokemon has an energy attached to it, this attack does 40 more. This attack does 40 instead of 120, not 40 more. Does 40 instead of 100. If it has any energy attached to it. Why is this card like this? This actually it's actually so bad. Wow, this actually is so bad. Why is this so bad? Or at least how I see. Like from what I see, this is so bad. Why? 3 energies to do 120, and if your opponent has any energy attached to it, does 40 instead of 120? Why? Why is this like that? Like, this is weird. Actually, this is not good. I didn't see anything. I didn't find anything about it. Okay, I didn't find any records of this anyone using this card. So yeah, I will put this at garbage because reading it is just so bad. It's just so bad actually. Why is this like this? This is bad, really bad. The artwork, I don't even like it because it's more of a 3D and they started doing this 3D type of thing. I don't like. Like, I like these type of 3D in dynamic 3Ds from the full arts, but this one, I don't like even the artwork, okay? So this Lugia here by Mitsuhiro Rita, okay? I think this is from Pop Series, and you can say this is a filler card. This is a filler card actually. So yeah, this is a filler card. It's a Psychic. The first attack does 20 for 2 energy. No. The second attack does 30 for 3 energy. And you still need to flip a coin. If it's tail, you do nothing. If it's head, you do 60 instead of 30. But why? Why would I do this? The artwork is amazing. It's by Mitsuhiro Arita, the original artist, of course, of the Charizard. But yeah, I don't really like this. Like, it's a Pop Series card. It's okay. We know this was gonna happen because Pop Series cards usually don't have a good effects. Okay. So next is the Lugia EX. So this was a top deck card. Actually, this won the for the junior divisions at least, won the 2006 World Championship for the junior division. So yeah, I would say this had the most success because it won a World Championship in the junior division back then. So the idea here is that this actually has a 2 really good. The ability is so good and the attack is not bad. So the ability here is basically as whenever your opponent attacks you, okay, and damages you, or even you're knocked out, each time they do that, they flip a coin, and if that coin is head, you discard an energy. You flip a coin, and if that coin is head, you discard an energy attached to them or return it to the hand. From what I remember, return it to the hand. Yeah. So that was actually so disturbing. Each time you do that, return an energy, return an energy. It just make your opponent cards always slower. Make your opponent deck always slower unless they play type of an acceleration deck. Okay. So the attack here does 200, and for 3 energy, as you see, the fire, water, and electric, the signature of Lugia, I guess. And you need to discard the 3 types. But the idea here is to use Electrode and Blastoise EX from Electrode, from Holon Electrode, to attach it to it, okay? To provide 2, double rainbow energy, and you attach by the others by Blastoise. So what's the point here is to have an easy way to use 200 damage, not that hard actually at the time. So yeah, easy to charge up at the time, and it has a really good disruption ability in my opinion. As long as it's active, you do this and your opponent's actually getting set back if they don't have any type of energy acceleration in their deck. So I should say this is the top deck, the top Lugia now. To be honest, I was surprised to see like that, but it's actually really cool to see it. So the next Lugia here is a promo. I don't know. No, it's from Unseen Forces. Okay, this is from the Hone era. This is a filler. Yeah, because it's 3 energies to do 20 plus 20 for 20 more for each coin flip, and you flip 2 coins. This is bad. Again, don't use coin flips, as there's times to use coin flips when you have a consistent way to reflip again. Otherwise, these cards will be bad. Always will be bad, unfortunately. Okay, so the next card here is the Crystal Lugia. Again, problem with crystal cards, the energy requirement was weird, and there was no good energy acceleration at its time. At its time, there was no. Like, if we had something like the Blastoise back then, or the Electrode, this could have worked. Okay? Even the Electrode, I think, existed at the same time, but people don't use this card. Okay? I don't see people. I didn't see people use this card, or I didn't find anything for it. It's not the worst. Okay, it's not the worst. I say it could have been used for the second attack with Electrode, if Electrode existed at the same time as this card for a brief period, because the other one was Holon, so it's from the same series. It's from the same E series. Okay, so if it existed at the same time, I think this card could have been played a little bit, because I don't know, so I'll put it in the note here for now, because the second attack for 50, it's not bad, because if it is actually easily manipulated the energy, you can easily manipulate the energy, it wasn't bad. Okay, so the next one here is the Lugia from Neo Revelation, and this saw 0 play. What's with the Psychic Lugias? All of them are bad. Love the artwork with the Ho-Oh and the Skarmory for some reason, but yeah, this saw 0 play. 4 energies to do 40 damage, and you may flip a coin, and if it's head, this attack does 80, but if it's tail, it does nothing. Why? This, again, it's the same as these and this one. Don't use these. Just don't. Like, why would I use these? Like, these, in my opinion, in the bottom of the garbage tier. All the psychic ones are actually super bad. Really bad. I don't understand it, but okay. So the last one here is the most iconic Lugia for people, and that's the one from Neo Genesis. Okay. Awesome looking card. Actually, super artwork, I would say. An amazing artwork, but a absolutely garbage trash as its time. This is a bad card at its time. 90 for 3 color of energy. Okay, and you don't have any way of good energy acceleration back at Neo Genesis, okay? Like this doesn't work. At the time it doesn't work. 90 damage is good and it has 90 HP, but it's not good. This is a collector card for the most part, and it always stayed like this. It's one of the most expensive card now in the game for the collectors from the vintage cards. But yeah, otherwise this card competitively was trash. I can't find anything about it or people playing it even. And yeah, unfortunately, a beautiful looking card, but not that good, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it for all the Lugia cards. To be honest, Lugia has not doesn't have a lot of cards, but a lot of them are actually pretty good. 4 of them are actually competitive cards or god tier cards. Same goes for Rayquaza from the last video. 4 of them are competitive cards, so actually I'm pretty impressed. Ratio overall, it's not too lot of bad cards, but yeah, lots of them are actually above average. So pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed about Lugia, to be honest. Again, I love looking back at these cards, reading about the old history, and seeing how these cards fared back or how these Pokemons fared back. If you like the video, make sure to like it, share it, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching.